To cut the plastic coring tube, you'll slide the backing cylinder into the polycarbonate tube. If you have water above the sediment in the tube, you'll want to stay about 10 centimeters above the sediment-water interface with the plunger. To cut the tube, you'll use a standard plumbing pipe cutter. To make a coarse adjustment, you can push in one end of the pipe cutter to finally tighten, twist the knob at the end of the pipe cutter. There is a release button on the side for when you're done cutting. Once you have the pipe cutter attached to the polycarbonate tube, you'll twist it around, and on every rotation, you will tighten down a small amount using the fine adjustment knob at the end of the pipe cutter. You'll continue to rotate the pipe cutter around the polycarbonate tube until you cut all the way through the plastic. If you're cutting a core that has water in it, once you start to break through the plastic tube, the water will begin to leak out of the crack. You'll want to let this happen slowly so that you don't disturb the sediment-water interface. To take the pipe cutter off, you'll need to back off a bit using the fine adjustment knob at the end before you push the release button. In this example, the core tube is full of sediment. Once the pipe cutter is removed, the next step is that we need to add a cap. Use a rag to wipe away any excess mud off the tube and dry the surface so that you get a good seal with the electrical tape. The end caps can be put onto the tube by rotating slightly as you put the cap on. You'll notice that there's an air bubble that's pushing the cap off. You can vent this using a screwdriver or a knife to release the air in the cap. Once the cap is on the tube, use electrical tape around the whole outside of the cap, making sure first that you get a good seal between the cap and the tube, and then ensuring that you have overlap on the top of the cap to provide a lip that will hold the cap onto the core.